Hello, welcome back to another vlog. I am VA Winter. I am an indie author, professional beta reader, sensitivity reader. I focus mostly on speculative fiction, though I do other genres as well. If you can hear something in the background, that's my washing machine that I've just put on. I always manage to put the washer on and then film a vlog clip. My last vlog, I had just finished drafting book 3, and in this vlog I am doing revisions on Fire Witch. So currently that far in, not very far. I'm on page 88 out of about 315. So I'm nearly a third of the way through. So at the moment I'm just reading through the draft, and then I am making notes in my notebook. I'm also writing little chapter summaries on these index cards. So the idea is I'm writing the chapter summary on one side of the card. Now my neighbours have decided it's going to be fun to play loud music, so I'm writing the chapter summary on one front of the card, and then in one coloured pen, and then in another coloured pen I'm writing on the other side of the card the things I want to change in that chapter. There are some things I know I want to change, some things that just changed through the drafting of the book, some things that changed through the drafting of the series that I just need to go back and change in this first book. Most of the changes are going to be towards the end, so I'm moving a little bit quicker at the moment than I will be when I get towards the end of the novel. I'm also working on the character arc as I go along. I'm trying to pick out key moments in the character arc. So I'm thinking about, I already kind of know this information, like what is her flaw, what is her, different people call it a different thing, flaw, wound, lie. I think K.M. Weiland calls it the lie. So what is the thing that she believes about the world, about herself, that is the thing she needs to overcome in order to succeed in the plot. And then you've got the thing that they want and the thing that they need. So often the thing that they want is an external goal. It's the thing they're pursuing throughout the story. And then the thing that they need is more like internally, what do they need? And that's tied to their lie. What do they need to learn, or what do they need in their life that their belief in the lie is stopping them from getting? And the thing that they need is the thing that will actually bring them fulfillment, bring them happiness, bring them whatever it is they're actually seeking. It's currently the 10th of September. I have this week off work, and my deadline for getting this revision done is the end of October. So the 31st of October. And I don't think, based on what I'm doing so far, it will actually take that long. Again, touch wood, I'm probably jinxing it by saying it. So I'm going to go back to doing my revisions. I will talk to you when there's something interesting to say. Hello, it is now, what day is it? It's Saturday, and I've spent the morning creating scene cards. I finished my read through of Fire Witch, of the first draft, and I created scene cards. So each one of these has a description of the scene. It started out that they'd already been written. What I did was I took those scene cards, laid them all out on the floor, and I didn't get any footage of this, and I kind of wish I had, but I laid them all out on the floor because there's two storylines running on two different slightly different timelines. Not sure it works, but that's currently how it is. I call it the A story and the B story. So I put the A story in order and the B story in order separate so that I could see the sort of narrative flow of both of them. I've deleted some scenes. There's some scenes that's currently in draft 1 that are going, and I've created some replacement scenes for them so that the story flows and makes sense. That's mostly in the B story, which is the past timeline that I'm working with. I then went through and labelled each with, like this one is the opening image. And then I put them into what I think works in a narrative order, putting both timelines together. And then I've gone through and created chapters as well. That took me far too long to do. On the backs of these scene cards, as you can see with this one, this is delete scene. So what I've done is in a different colour pen, I've just put on the back of the scene card things that I know need to change in that scene. So I've got these notes to work through, these notes to work through, and then the sort of broader questions that didn't just apply to one scene in my notebook. I'm going to try and create myself a list of things that I need to change in each scene, or things that I need to change just throughout the story, things that I need to bear in mind. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing at this point with this yet. So there are still things I'm not sure about, doubts. At several points during this week when I've been rereading the manuscript, I've just sat and thought to myself, it's actually really bad. It's actually really rubbish. I really don't like it. I've got right in my head about it. I think that kind of covers everything that I need to say. So I'm going to go and move over to my desk and get started on setting my document up and creating a plan. Okay, so I have finished basically. I finished the read through, as I mentioned earlier, and I've now finished my revision plan. I've got a checklist of things that I need to fix, change, write, etc. There's 3 scenes I need to write from scratch. The rest are all more minor tweaks. I've got a couple of 3 questions I do need to actually answer at some point. But other than that, we're good. We're set up. I have the document in a Google Doc. I'm going to transfer each chapter over to Word, edit it, and then leave it be. And then at the end, the idea is that it will be all ready to send off to the developmental editor, and I won't have to keep transferring things from program to program. Next step is just to start, really. Good morning. It's Monday morning. It's Monday the 22nd. It's Monday the 23rd of September. I don't know where I am or who I am. I've done a once more bad job of vlogging. But to be fair, I'm just working through edits. There's not a lot to say, really. I've made the decision to switch the past timeline into past tense, so that's taking a bit of time to do, just going through and past tensifying it. But other than that, I'm just steadily working through edits. I'm currently on chapter 10, so I'm about a third of the way through, which is exciting. I've got through a third of the book in a week. This week's going to go a little bit slower though, because some of the scenes I've got coming up, some of the chapters I've got coming up, there's one scene that needs writing completely from scratch, so that will slow me down. I've also got this weekend, I need to plan Q4. I've made a start on planning Q4, but I've only got sort of part way through that, so I need to finish that off this weekend. That's nice, that's exciting, fresh sort of new quarter energy I'm in desperate need of. And I suppose just a very quick update, because I'm running out of time and I need to go get ready for work. Work right now is just really not good. This is the other thing that's sort of distracting me a little bit from everything, is figuring out what I'm going to do, because things are just going south. Anyway, I'm going to go and get ready for work, and I'll talk to you if something interesting comes up. And now it's Tuesday. I've gotten a little bit stuck. I need to go get ready for work, really, but quickly, I have hit chapter 11, or what is now chapter 11, the new chapter 11, and I've hit a bit that just needs rewriting, so I'm redoing a scene outline. So now I'm a little bit stuck, so that's going to slow me down. I'm currently 35,000 words through the manuscript, so I'm over a third of the way. Hopefully sit down and write it, or at least start writing it tomorrow. It's the 29th of September today, it's Sunday. It's been a week, so it's the end of quarter 3 today. It's the last day of Q3. I've done my planning for Q4 mostly. I just need to reset my Kanban boards, which are in the background there. I'm following HB90, which is a planning method by Sarah Cannon. I'll leave more information about that link down below. And it's been interesting to plan. Hopefully today, as I say, I need to reset my Kanban board, and I want to do a little bit more work on Firewitch as well. So on the revisions, I'm currently on chapter 11. I'm stuck. I got stuck for 2 reasons. So I got stuck because it's actually a really difficult scene to figure out what I'm actually going to write in it, and how it's going to actually play out, and what it actually looks like, and where the setting is, and so it's a difficult scene. And then the other reason I got stuck was because I've had distractions this last week. As anyone who was here last year knows, or anyone who's seen the old videos, I changed jobs last year. That job that I took last year, I was super excited for. I felt like this is the solution to so many of my issues. And it kind of did, and it kind of has for a while. It's just, I've had issues, but I think that's normal to an extent. There's lots of different reasons that I've just decided that I don't want to do it anymore, basically, and I've been feeling like this for months. And me, in true me fashion, I pushed through far too long in my old job, and I think that was fairly evident on these vlogs as well. However, I am learning from my mistakes. So I kind of got to the point, or I've been at the point for a little bit, where I've started to think, well, maybe I just need to find another job, because this clearly isn't working. I can feel myself going down a very similar path to what I went down with my old job, just feeling like I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be there when I'm there. I'd come to that decision that before this week, really, I was slowly coming to the decision that I needed to find another job. Now, obviously, that comes with a lot of other decisions, such as, do I want to stay in the city I'm currently living in? Am I able? Am I willing to move? Do I want to take that risk? Because that's, I think, what the next step would be. Long story short, I had my monthly one-to-one with a manager this week, and this kind of came up that I'm not happy, that I'm looking at finding something else. So what ended up happening is that I decided, and it's basically been decided, I think, that I'm just going to change roles in the organisation I'm currently working for. I'm just going to do a different job within that organisation that will hopefully have less of the things that have made me unhappy. So that obviously was a huge distraction this past week. So I haven't got as much done as I wanted to. It all kicked off on Tuesday, and it's sort of been a steady distraction throughout the week. So I'm still on chapter 11 as of Sunday. Yesterday, I spent the day planning, really, doing my HB90 stuff. Because of the change in role, it just means a slight change in hours, in working pattern. So I've kind of had to create a quarter of two halves. So like nearly half of the quarter I'm going to be doing what I'm currently doing, and then the other half of the quarter I'm going to be working a slightly different pattern. So I've just had to sort of work that out. That's fine, I'm not complaining. So yeah, I've done all my sticky notes, I've done all my projects, I've set my goals. All I have to do is just pop the sticky notes onto the board when I'm ready, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go do something. This is the state of my Kanban boards at the end of Q4. Left is to do, middle is doing, and end is done. The stuff that is still on the to-do, most of it is just staying there. It's stuff that is just part of a bigger project, which I knew wouldn't all get done in Q3, so they're staying there. A couple are coming off, and obviously the bits that are on the doing, the two orange ones, will be moved over when I've done this. And then the rest is just staying there, I think. It's just stuff I've got to finish, which is fine. I don't mind carrying tasks over from one quarter to the next. I'm going to put my new tasks on, pull my old tasks off, have that fresh start feeling. Okay, so once more the washer is in the background. I don't know why I can't seem to just not have the washer on when I'm filming. That's it. That's my board done for the next quarter. That is Q4, all set up, all ready to go. It's always a little bit disheartening when the board on the right is now blank, but it's also exciting because it's a fresh start. I got most of what I wanted to do done in Q3. I've made this plan based on what time I have available. Roughly speaking, in theory, all of that should be doable. It probably won't all happen, but as Sarah Cannon says, that's not the point. The point is that it gives me something to aim for, and I feel like I can get it all done. So it's Q4 planned for the most part. What I'm hoping to do in Q4 is kind of get myself prepped for next year. I need to finish Firewitch, obviously. I need to finish the self-edits on that and get that sent to the developmental editor. I've obviously got my YouTube videos coming up, going up every week. That's not going to change. Instagram, InkersCon, which I signed up for and paid for. I just need to watch the videos. I've watched some of them, I just need to watch the rest. I've got books on there I need to read. And then the other big thing is the developmental editing course I'm going to be taking. That's through EFA. I'm going to hopefully be doing the first half of that in the next 3 months. My witchy research project is still a thing. I just put too much on my plate for Q3, so that had to go. So I'll be reading the books this quarter, and then next year I will be publishing the essays. And then also the other thing I'm going to be doing is working on a new project, writing fiction. So I've had this idea for a retelling of Sherlock Holmes for all of this year, and I'm really excited about it. And it's not a novel. I haven't made a firm decision how I'm going to publish it, but it's not a novel. They're not novels. They're short stories with some novellas and an odd novel thrown in, the actual original Sherlock Holmes. So what I want to do is release it episodically. So I want to write episodes that make up a bigger story arc, but not a novel. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to release it at the minute. I'm thinking Substack might be a way to publish that. This quarter I'm just going to do the rereads of the stories because I have read all of the Sherlock Holmes, all of them, the originals. So I'm going to be doing a rereads of them, taking notes, figuring out what elements of the story to bring into my story, figuring out all the details, doing the outlines, so that hopefully again I'm prepared for next year. That is my Q4 plan. I'm still on chapter 11, Fire Witch. I have started writing chapter 11 of Fire Witch now though, so I'm no longer just outlining it, but I'm still on chapter 11. I think I'm probably going to end this vlog here. I'm just going to show you my tasks. So this is everything that I've accomplished this quarter, which to be honest feels like a lot. It felt like a lot when it was on the board, and it feels like a lot now as well. I'm really pleased with Q3 actually. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I've absolutely no idea if this vlog has had any kind of narrative running through it. If you enjoyed this vlog, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video.